Your homework tonight, page 127, numbers 16 through 28. Before we begin, I want to show you this chart, and it's on the back of page 125. It shows you the rules for adding integers. Here it talks about same signs. It says add the absolute values of the integers and use the common sign for the sum. So that's basically saying that positives will be positives and negatives will be negatives. When you have different signs, you guys found that if you subtract the smallest number from the largest number, that's your number that you'll have. And then your sign comes from the number with the greatest absolute value. And the way that you guys explained that was which counter would have more, which color counter would there be more of. So right here, in this one, 3 plus -5, we would have more negative counters than positive counters. So your answer is negative. And here for -10 plus 1, we would have more negative counters than positive counters again. So your answer would be negative. And then for the last one, it says the sum of 0 is when you have any number plus its opposite. So 4 plus -4 is going to give you 0. -11 plus 11 gives you 0. And here, this is a vocabulary word. It's called additive inverse. This right here is the additive inverse. When you are adding opposites, it's called the additive inverse also. So using that information, you're going to find the sums. So you guys have kind of figured this out without me giving you a rule. But if you haven't quite figured it out yet, there's the rule. So looking at my number 16, I have -15 and 71. Well, I'm going to have 71 positives and only 15 negative counters. So I'm going to have far more positives than negatives. So then I know my answer is going to be positive. And all I have to do is do 71 minus 15 because I am finding the difference of the absolute values. All right, 11 minus 5 is 6, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So our final answer is a positive 56. All right, number 18, -79 plus 79. I'm adding opposites, so my answer will be 0. Number 20, I'm doing all the even ones first. Number 20, I have 18 plus -32. Well, there's going to be, let me scoot it over into the light. There's going to be more negative counters than positive counters, so my answer will be negative.
Students, if you were assigned after school detention, please report to room 1214. If you were assigned after school detention, please report to room 1214.
And so I'm going to subtract 32 minus 18. 12 minus 8 is 4. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So we're at -14 as our final answer. All right, number 22. We have -12 plus 8 plus 7. Now, we can add in any order. So I can choose to add 8 plus 7 first. I can do -12 plus 8 first. It doesn't matter what order I add in, but I'm just going to go left to right. So looking at -12 plus 8, there are going to be more negative counters than positive counters, so that's going to give me a negative value. And 12 minus 8 is 4. So now I have -4 plus 7. Okay, looking at -4 and 7, there's going to be more positive counters than negative counters. So my final value will be positive, and 7 minus 4 is 3. So my final answer is positive 3. All right, number 24, same thing like 22. I can go left to right, I can skip around, but I'm noticing right here I have a positive 15 plus a negative 15. If I'm adding opposites, that's going to give me 0. So then I do 0 plus 200. That's not a lot of work. It's just 200. All right, odds. Number 17 I am looking at negative 53 and positive 45.
Please pardon this interruption. Ms. Razzo, would you please report to the front office? Ms. Razzo, please report to the front office.
I know that my answer is going to be negative because I'm going to have more negative counters. And then I do 53 minus 45. That's 13 and 4. 13 minus 5 is 8. So my final answer is negative 8. All right, right here, number 19, I have negative 25 and 50. Which one's greater? Absolute value, 50. So my answer will be positive. And 50 minus 25 is 25. Positive 25. 21, 5 and negative 100. 100 negatives, we'll have more of those. When we match up those zero pairs, it's going to take away 5 of those negatives and leave me with 95 negative counters, or 95 red counters. All right, here, I can go left to right, and negative 8 plus negative 2, and negative 10. And then I have negative 10 plus 3. It's going to be negative. 10 minus 3 is 7. All right, next one. Negative 500 plus negative 600. That's going to give me negative 6 plus 5 is 11. Negative 1100. And then out of 1200 and negative 1100, 1200 is going to be greater. So my answer will be positive. And then I do 1200 minus 1100. And that is going to be 100. Positive 100.